The Forgotten Garden Alchemy, 20 Secrets Your Grandmother Knew and Big Ag Doesn't Want You to Remember. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine walking into a garden so lush, so alive, that every leaf seems to hum with energy. The tomatoes are heavy on the vine. The herbs smell like they're straight out of a fairy tale. And the soil? Oh, the soil is dark, crumbly, and alive under your fingertips. Now open your eyes. That garden, it's not a fantasy. And the secret to growing it isn't locked behind a $40 bag of synthetic fertilizer or a shelf of chemical sprays. It's already in your home, in your kitchen scraps, your spice rack, even your medicine cabinet. These are the tricks that homesteaders, grandmothers, and ancient farmers have used for centuries, long before corporations decided to sell us gardening in a bottle. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 20 of these lost secrets. Some are so simple, you'll kick yourself for not trying them sooner. Others are so powerful, the gardening industry hopes you'll never hear about them. Looking at you, number 8, you'll see why in a minute. And here's the best part. You already have everything you need. Why this matters? We live in a world that wants us to believe growth comes from a store shelf. But real abundance, it comes from understanding, from working with nature, not against it. These methods don't just save you money, though they'll do that too. They reconnect you to a way of growing food that's older than agriculture itself. So grab a cup of tea, pull up a chair, and let's dig in. By the end of this, you'll never look at your kitchen scraps or your garden the same way again. The secrets. 1. Hydrogen peroxide, the root rescue you didn't know you needed. Picture this. Your poor plant is wilting, its roots gasping for air in waterlogged soil. It's drowning, and no amount of sunshine or kind words will save it. Enter hydrogen peroxide. Yes, the same brown bottle in your bathroom cabinet. Plants breathe through their roots. When soil gets compacted or waterlogged, those roots suffocate. But hydrogen peroxide, hydrogen oxide, breaks down into water plus oxygen, giving struggling roots a burst of fresh air. Orchid growers and hydroponic farmers swear by it. Old school homesteaders just knew it worked. How to use it? 1 part 3% hydrogen peroxide to 10 parts water. Water your suffocating plants with this mix, occasionally, not daily. Think of it like antibiotics, only when there's a problem. Why you've never heard of it? Because you can't patent a $2 bottle. 2. Garlic spray, the pest repellent that doubles as a superfood. Aphids, mites, whiteflies, they're the tiny vampires of the garden world, sucking the life out of your plants before you even notice they've arrived. But here's the thing. They hate garlic as much as vampires do. Garlic's sulfur compounds, like allicin, are nature's pesticide. They don't just repel pests. They disrupt their feeding, confuse their biology, and make your plants toxic to them. How to make it? Crush 5 to 6 garlic cloves into a liter of water. Let it steep overnight, then strain. Add a drop of dish soap to help it stick, and spray on leaves, especially the undersides where pests hide. Best time to spray? Early morning or late evening, never in harsh sun. Bonus, your garden will smell like an Italian kitchen. 3. Onion skin water, the gentle tonic your soil craves. Next time you peel an onion, don't throw those papery skins away. They're packed with quercetin, a powerful antioxidant, potassium, calcium, iron, and antimicrobial compounds. For centuries, European farmers soaked veggie scraps in water and fed the liquid to their gardens. This is the simplest version of that wisdom. How to make it? Collect dry onion skins, the papery outer layers. Soak them in water for 12 to 24 hours until the water turns a light amber, like weak tea. Strain and pour around the base of your plants. It's not fertilizer, it's a micronutrient boost for your soil's microbiome. 4. Coffee grounds, the soil life supercharger. Here's a truth bomb. Coffee grounds don't feed plants directly. They feed the life that feeds your plants. That's right, your soil is a living ecosystem, and coffee grounds are a 5-star buffet for the bacteria, fungi, and worms that make it thrive. Why it works? Rich in nitrogen, carbon, and organic matter, exactly what soil microbes need. Improves soil structure and drainage. Worms love it, and worms are the unsung heroes of any garden. How to use it? Sprinkle used grounds lightly into compost or the top inch of soil around nitrogen-loving plants, tomatoes, peppers, leafy greens. Don't overdo it. Too much can form a crust that repels water. Fun fact, the coffee industry throws away billions of pounds of spent grounds every year. Your garden could be eating some of that instead. 5. Banana peel water, the potassium powerhouse. If your tomatoes, peppers, or roses are looking a little lackluster, they might be craving potassium, the nutrient that fuels flowering and fruiting. And guess what? Banana peels are loaded with it. How to make it? Chop 2 to 3 banana peels and soak them in a liter of water for 1 to 2 days. Strain and water your fruiting/flowering plants, tomatoes, cucumbers, roses, strawberries. Why it's brilliant? Commercial bloom boosters sell for $20 a bottle. Your breakfast scraps do the same job for free. 6. Fermented rice water, the microbe inoculant. In Korea and Japan, farmers have used fermented liquids for centuries to supercharge soil life. The cloudy water from rinsing rice is packed with starch, sugars, and lactobacillus bacteria, the same good guys in yogurt and sauerkraut. Let it sit for 1 to 2 days, and those bacteria multiply into a microbial inoculant for your soil. How to use it? Dilute 1 part fermented rice water to 10 parts fresh water. Pour around plants or use to water containers. Don't overdo it. Once or twice a week max. Smell warning? It's fermented. It's not going to win any fragrance awards. 7. Vegetable scrap digestate, the closed-loop fertilizer. What if you could return every nutrient from your meals back to the soil that grew them? That's exactly what this trick does. Fermented plant juice, or vegetable scrap digestate, is a bioavailable liquid fertilizer made from your kitchen scraps. How to make it? Chop clean veggie scraps. Peels, leaves, stems, no meat, dairy, or moldy bits. Pack into a container with water. Let sit for 5 to 7 days, storing occasionally. Strain and heavily dilute. Should look like very light tea before using. This is what true sustainability looks like. 8. Diluted urine, the taboo but brilliant nitrogen source. Yes, really. Fresh urine is sterile and packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the holy trinity of plant nutrients. Ancient Romans, medieval Europeans, and modern homesteaders have all used it. How to use it safely? Fresh urine only, from healthy individuals not on strong medications. Dilute 1 part urine to 10 parts water, minimum. Apply to nitrogen-hungry plants, corn, leafy greens, tomatoes, at the base of the plant, never on leaves or edible parts. Don't use on seedlings, root crops, or plants you're about to harvest. Why it's not mainstream? Social stigma. But in a world where food sovereignty matters, this is real knowledge. 9. The cardboard method. Instant no-dig garden beds. Tired of back-breaking digging? Sheet mulching, or the cardboard method, turns a patch of weeds or grass into a thriving garden bed in a day. No tilling required. How it works. Lay down plain brown cardboard, no tape, no glossy print, over the area. Overlap edges by 6 inches to block light, smothering weeds. Soak thoroughly with water. Pile 6+ inches of compost, soil, mulch on top. By spring, the cardboard will have broken down, and you'll have rich, worm-filled soil ready to plant. 10. Turmeric powder, the plant wound healer. Transplanting or propagating? Turmeric isn't just for curries. It's a natural antiseptic for plants. Its active compound, curcumin, has antimicrobial properties that protect cut surfaces from infection. How to use it? Lightly dust cut roots or wounds with turmeric powder before replanting. Don't overdo it. Too much can impede root-soil contact. Fun fact, this is the same principle as using turmeric on human cuts. 11. Comfrey liquid fertilizer, the heavy hitter. Comfrey's roots mine deep into the soil, pulling up potassium, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, iron, and nitrogen. When you steep its leaves in water, you get a concentrated, balanced liquid fertilizer that outperforms most commercial options. How to make it? Fill a bucket with fresh comfrey leaves, cover with water, and weigh them down. Let sit for 3 to 6 weeks. It'll smell terrible. That's how you know it's working. Strain, dilute heavily, 1 part comfrey to 15 to 20 parts water, and apply to heavy feeders, tomatoes, peppers, roses. Henry Doubleday, a pioneer of organic gardening, called comfrey the greatest plant food in the world. 12. Aspirin water, the plant immune booster. Plants produce salicylic acid, the active ingredient in aspirin, as a stress signal. It triggers their immune system. Giving them a diluted aspirin solution is like giving them a heads up. Danger's coming. Get ready. How to use it? Dissolve 1 plain aspirin in a gallon of water. Apply as a soil drench or foliar spray to stressed plants, transplant shock, drought, pests. Science-backed and pennies per treatment. 13. Cinnamon, the seedling bodyguard. Damping off, a fungal disease that kills seedlings overnight, is every gardener's nightmare. But cinnamon, thanks to its antifungal compound, cinnamaldehyde, creates a protective barrier at the soil line. How to use it? Sprinkle a thin layer of ground cinnamon on the soil surface around seedlings. Reapply lightly after watering. Smells amazing, costs nothing, and saves your baby plants. 14. Epsom salt, the magnesium miracle. Yellowing leaves on your tomatoes or roses could be magnesium deficiency, a critical component of chlorophyll, the stuff that lets plants photosynthesize. Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, is the cheap, effective fix. How to use it? Dissolve 1 tablespoon Epsom salt in a gallon of water. Water plants or use as a foliar spray for magnesium-hungry plants, tomatoes, peppers, roses. Commercial magnesium supplements cost $25. Epsom salt, $5 for a lifetime supply. 15. Willow water, the ancient rooting tonic. Willow trees contain IBA, indole 3-butyric acid, a natural rooting hormone, the same stuff in commercial rooting powders. Soaking willow branches in water creates a DIY rooting tonic. How to make it? Chop young green willow branches into short sections. Soak in water for 24 to 48 hours. Use the water to pre-soak cuttings or water them after planting. Works for most cuttings, and it's 100% free. 16. Chamomile tea, the seedling shield. Chamomile isn't just for bedtime. Its antifungal compounds, apigenin, bisabolol, protect delicate seedlings from fungal threats. How to use it? Brew a weak chamomile tea, 2 to 3 tea bags per quart of water. Cool, strain, and lightly mist seedlings every few days. Gentle, effective, and smells like a spa day for your plants. 17. Fish tank water, the liquid gold. If you have a freshwater aquarium, you're sitting on a liquid fertilizer gold mine. Fish waste, ammonia, nitrates, is plant food, and aquarium water is diluted, nutrient-rich, and full of beneficial microbes. How to use it? Use old aquarium water, from water changes to water outdoor plants or houseplants. Never use salt water. It'll kill your plants. This is aquaponics in its simplest form, a closed loop where fish feed plants and plants clean the water for fish. 18. Molasses, the soil microbe feast. Unsulfured blackstrap molasses is packed with sugars, iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium, a buffet for beneficial soil microbes. When you feed the microbes, they multiply, cycle nutrients, and improve soil structure. How to use it? Mix 1 to 2 tablespoons molasses in a gallon of water. Apply to soil every 2 to 4 weeks during growing season. Commercial microbial stimulants cost a fortune. Molasses does the same job for pennies. 19. Crushed eggshells, the calcium powerhouse. Blossom end rot in tomatoes? Tip burn in lettuce? Likely a calcium deficiency. And guess what? Eggshells are 95% calcium carbonate. How to use it? Bake eggshells at 200 to 250 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes to sterilize and dry. Grind into a fine powder, blender or mortar and pestle. Mix into compost, garden beds, or transplanting holes. The finer the powder, the faster the calcium becomes available. 20. Aloe vera, the ultimate rooting gel. Aloe isn't just for sunburns. Its gel contains salicylic acid, plant immune booster, auxins, natural rooting hormones, polysaccharides, protect cut surfaces from infection. How to use it? Slice open a fresh aloe leaf and scoop out the gel. Dip cuttings in the gel before planting, or mix a small amount into rooting water. Commercial rooting gels are often aloe-based. Why pay for it when you can grow it? The big picture. These aren't just gardening hacks. They're pieces of a forgotten system, one where nothing is wasted, where knowledge is passed down like heirloom seeds, and where the best tools are already in your home. So which one will you try first? The garlic spray? The comfrey tea? The willow water? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a community of gardeners who are done with dependency on big ag, on synthetic chemicals, on the idea that growth has to come from a store shelf. Now, go grow something. And remember, the wisest gardeners don't just grow plants, they grow wisdom.